Ohio, and you're listening to Barbecue Central.
In a world permeated with barbecue websites under the control of tyrannical administrators, there was one man, a one-man army. He broke all the rules. He allowed his members to speak out, give their opinions, and make the website what it is today. Get ready for Greg Rempe and the Barbecue Central Show.
Live from Cleveland, Ohio, it's the Barbecue Central Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Barbecue Central Radio Network, in association with LA Talk Radio, proudly brings you the Barbecue Central Show. It's good to be alive, everybody. Great to have you aboard. Another great Barbecue Central show lined up for you. Thanks for joining me tonight. I am your program host, Greg Rempe. You're listening to the Barbecue Central Show right here on LA Talk Radio, your grilling show, your barbecue show, your live fire grilling, outdoor cooking, and general show. Happy to have you aboard. Let me give you your contact information tonight, in case you're so inclined to jump in. 216-220-0966 is the number to go ahead and call into the show. Of course, we all know by now, at the very end of the show, during the last segment, we have the part where you do want to call in. That, of course, the free-for-all segment for your chance to win free, cool barbecue stuff. Tonight, no different. Email, if you're more of a fan of the written word, you can do that by jumping in at bbqcentralradio@gmail.com. Here's what we have lined up for the show tonight. Next segment, I will be joined by 2008 KCBS Team of the Year Pitmaster, Robert Magee of Munchin Hogs at the Hilton. Now, perhaps you're ascertaining by the Hilton in the last name that they might have something to do with the hotels. You're certainly not incorrect about that. But I'll let him talk about it as we get in next segment with our interview. 2008 Team of the Year, Munchin Hogs at the Hilton, Pitmaster Robert Magee will be joining me. Third segment after that, my monthly visit with my mother, Connie Rempe, talking about, as she shares, some of her most favorite recipes. I was forwarded those recipes to peruse, make any last-minute suggestions, comments, and whatnot. I must say, not only are they great, but I believe we are still holding consistent now for the third month straight of me never having had any of these meals as I was growing up as a kid, living in the actual household. That is the Rempe household. Nevertheless, we'll see what those are all about. As we all know, all of her recipes, definitely wonderful for the taste buds, but any level of cook can usually make these recipes without fail. So get your pens and your pencils ready for that segment. And then, of course, we have the free-for-all segment, which is the last segment of the show. Barbecue juice, Old Smokehouse Rub, back in order tonight. A bottle of the barbecue juice, a bottle of the Smokehouse Rub. That, of course, brought to you by Cal Phelps down at Barbecue Juice, and you can check them out at bbqjuice.com. That's up for grabs tonight. So, got a few minutes left before we jump on to our first interview of the evening. A couple weeks ago, I had Eric Schutzler of Kingsford, and we talked about the competition briquette and what that kind of process means to the grillers and the barbecue at large, the mass consuming. Easily, that Kingsford has a stranglehold on the briquette market, whether it's the standard blue bag, whether it's their now new competition briquette, whether it's, I mean, they have the briquettes that have like the hickory and the mesquite wood tucked in them, and really the evolution, perhaps more the market dictating that Kingsford take a look at an all-natural product. They did have char wood, which I believe was their effort at lump charcoal, which, in my estimation, is not very good at all. And I don't believe it got any great reviews, considering that perhaps isn't their arena. There are some other manufacturers out there of lump charcoal. That's really their niche. That's where they really seem to excel. But the competition briquette, looking from all reviews trickling in now, our second week outside of that conversation with Eric. I'd use it a number of times. I still like it. Look, the only drawback is this. Yes, we all know it's not the Rancher product. And I got a very lengthy email from the president of Original Charcoal Company, Eric Krause, talking about how, the Rancher still outperforms the Kingsford competition briquette in independent lab studies, and that it's the value isn't there. Kingsford isn't providing the value for the customer because they're giving you less in that 12.5-pound bag than the 20-pound Rancher. And then you look at the price, what the Rancher costs, the price what the Kingsford costs, and you're paying more for the Kingsford for less of the Kingsford. And here's my only argument in that regard. I don't think anybody has tried Rancher has not liked it. The problem is you can't get your hands on it. You can have the best, you can have the cure-all of every disease in the world. And if you can't get it out anywhere, what good is it? If it's just in little regional pockets of the country, popularity will be great there, but you can't run into a grocery store and pick up a bag like you can with Kingsford and the Home Depot or in the Lowe's or wherever. That's the only issue that I have with the Rancher. If it's a better value, if it's outperforming what is deemed to be the national brand in Kingsford, it's got to be available. You got to have a distribution system in place. You have to have buyers in place in order to get it out for everybody to enjoy. So all that lab stuff and all the independent studies and all the value is great, but it doesn't mean anything because you can't get it. But perhaps that's going to change too. I've been in talks with Eric about new retailers carrying the Rancher product. Perhaps you have a Trader Joe's around you. And they'll be carrying Rancher in the spring. More of that to come when I get Eric back on the show, hopefully sooner than later. So, again, just my thoughts about the Rancher product. Saw Stubbs, original Stubbs, like the sauce, barbecue sauce Stubbs. They are now in the hardwood charcoal briquette game, too. Saw it at Lowe's, believe it or not. Believe it, because I'm telling you. Man, I just smacked my mic around. All right, I'm going to get out right now. We're going to come back with Robert Magee of Munchin Hogs on the Hilton. Then my mom, then giveaway, then the show's going to end, and we'll all be sad for another week until next Tuesday. I'm going to get out. Scotty?
You're listening to the Barbecue Central Show on LA Talk Radio.
The future of barbecue is already here at thebarbecueguru.com. From the amazing guru that monitors and controls the temperatures of any charcoal, wood, or electric pit to the Caldera Tallboy knockdown smoker. Yes, it breaks down and stores flat, yet it's still a robust, sturdy, portable cooker and smokehouse. It also serves as an efficient temperature-controlled convection oven using wood or charcoal. The Tallboy is designed to fit all catering pans and can be used as a warming oven. You can cook in any style you choose, like ribs, chicken, jerky, vegetables, smoked cheese, whatever you want. Take it to KCBS competitions and unload it from the trunk of your car. TheBarbecueGuru.com is where you'll find the Caldera 3-Bay Caterer. It's stainless steel and uses charcoal or sterno for chafing purposes. And it doubles as a 3-bay sink or wash station with hot water and knocks down in seconds with no tools required for transportation and storage. The future of barbecue is here at thebarbecueguru.com. That's www.thebbqguru.com or call 1-800-288-GURU.
Petey River Swamp Sauce answers the age-old question of which barbecue sauce is best, vinegar, mustard, or tomato-based. So which one is best? They all are, especially when combined to one unique sauce. Petey River Swamp Sauce's unique taste complements all types of dishes. Petey River Swamp Sauce was born of humble beginnings more than 3 years ago as a sauce served at family gatherings and parties, and is now professionally bottled in North Carolina. Petey River Swamp Sauce has been getting rave reviews across the internet. It also won the 2007 Barbecue Central's Barbecue Sauce Contest. You can purchase PD River Swamp Sauce by going to their website, swampsauce.com, or you can call 910-206-2139 and tell them the Barbecue Central Show sent you. PD River Swamp Sauce. Flavor you can see.
Now, let's get back to the Barbecue Central Show on LA Talk Radio.
Welcome back. It's the Barbecue Central Show here on LA Talk Radio. I'm your host, Greg Rempe. This portion of the Barbecue Central Show brought to you by the Barbecue Guru, automatic temperature control that fits any smoker. Not only makers of the DigiQ2 and the CyberQ, but a host of other products to make your barbecue and grilling life easier, to include the 3-bay and single-bay barbecue catering systems, the Holy Smokes meat mats, and the Caldera smokers. Visit them at thebbqguru.com or call them at 800-288-GURU. That's the folks at the Barbecue Guru. All right, as promised, joining me now, 2008 Team of the Year in the Kansas City Barbecue Society, Munchin Hogs at the Hilton, and we do have Robert Magee on the line. Robert, thanks for coming on the show tonight. How are you?
Well, I'm doing great, Greg. Thanks for having me.
Pleasure to have you on. 2008 Team of the Year. You're looking back on it now. Give me some of your thoughts, some of your impressions of, kind of how the competition season laid out for you last year, and, how you're feeling about kind of looking down at the top of the heap.
Well, I'll tell you, when we first started out, we definitely we were looking at as many wins as we could. At first, it wasn't for Team of the Year. It was to see how many wins you could get. Once we thought it was close, as we moved forward, we decided to go for larger competitions, and then all of a sudden, just the cards fell our way. And by the end of the year, next thing you know, we're in Nashville collecting an award for Team of the Year. So it was definitely an exciting time for us, and just a phenomenal year for Munchin Hogs.
Certainly, formidable opponents nipping at your heels. You have, obviously, Cool Smoke was 2007 Team of the Year. Laudable and Q out tied at 06. So, now you're up at that. You got that notch in your belt for 08. Tremendous year. First in ribs, third in brisket and pork, fourth in chicken. So you were top 5, at least, and obviously better than top 5 in all categories. A lot of great teams out there. Seems like you guys were the ones to beat in 08. Can you attribute anything in particular to the success that you had?
I think the most important thing was as we practiced and reevaluated, and we brought certified judges and master certified judges to taste our food, we kept reevaluating and making sure that when we were walking into the next contest, after we came up with a game plan, we executed. Then we would fine-tune it, and then by the end of the year, it seemed like we really hit our stride. So I think that was probably the most important thing what we did all year.
Robert Magee of Munchin Hogs at the Hilton joining us here on the Barbecue Central Show, 2008 Team of the Year. How did you like the change in the scoring system as compared to years in the past?
I kind of liked it because I think the important thing was who was the best, most consistent team out there instead of trying to get 5 of the biggest wins. So I liked it. I think it kind of told everybody who was the most consistent cooker out there. So, and it fell my way too. So of course I'm going to like it. Now,
obviously, you're talking to a bunch of the other teams that are around there during the course of the year. What were some of the other thoughts and opinions from some of the other competitors in regards to the scoring system?
I've heard mixed comments. I think the one thing that stands out with me, that if you do a lot of contests, you're going to score better. I don't know if that's necessarily true. If you've got a good product, you're going to score well, and you're going to do well overall. So, every score system, I think, regardless of which way you're going to go, you're going to have people are going to really like it, and then people are going to say, why did we change? So change is hard for everybody, but I think it was headed in the right direction.
Robert Magee of Munchin Hogs at the Hilton joining us tonight. Robert, why don't you give us kind of an idea of where the name comes from? I kind of hinted it at the open as far as, does Hilton have something to do with it? Maybe a little bit about your background, how you got into this whole competition barbecue scene.
Great questions. Let's see. Myself, I graduated the Culinary Institute, and I am a chef and food and beverage director at the Hilton in Kansas City. So Munchin Hogs, where we ended up coming up with that name at the Hilton, goes to the accolades of the Hilton, working there and being a large sponsor of our team. The way our team started off is, we just started off as just one or two competitions a year, and the next thing it was, you did 2 or 3, 4 or 5, and it just kept building and building. And then, of course, we got the Kiss of Death, which we got 5th overall in the American Royal in 2003. So we got bit with the bug. So next thing you know, it just kept snowballing after that. So just really enjoy barbecuing. It's fun. It's a passion. It's exciting. The camaraderie is phenomenal.
So what year did you actually start as Munchin Hogs at the Hilton?
We started in 2002, probably just 2 contests that year. And it was 2003 that, when we did really well at the American Royal, we said, hey, we can do this. And then, you got to give a lot of credit to my wife, who's supported me through this time, because while I'm out there barbecuing, I have 4 children at home. So I would say she is definitely the team leader of Munchin Hogs, because if she can take care of the kids while I'm barbecuing for 2 days straight, she deserves all the credit.
Give her a little round of applause right there. This is Robert Magee of Munchin Hogs at the Hilton joining us on the Barbecue Central show. How many competitions did you do last year to tie up the title?
If I was to round it out, I think about 35.
Oh, wow.
Which is the most I've done. Probably a year prior was more like 25. So it was just the right time.
Is this all KCBS stuff, or do you dip outside of the KCBS arena?
I would say that probably 99% was KCBS. Once last year, or the year before that, I stepped out and went to the one down in Kroll, Texas, and just to see what the Texas Association was like. The way they're sanctioned with their 3 meats, the way they do it, just to see what happens. But I really like Kansas City Barbecue Society, very well structured, probably the largest in the nation. And, it's got a big presence here in Kansas City, so it seems like, it's the right thing to do. Good scoring systems, constantly reevaluating what they're doing to make sure that they're doing the best thing today for what's going on here in the U.S.
Do you plan on doing a similar amount of competitions this year in 2009?
Well, you know what? We'll see. I'm already set up for, I think, 21 competitions, and I just counted those up the other day as I'm starting to sign up to the end of July. So it's sure pacing that way. But you never know what's going to happen. But it looks good. We definitely feel good about this year. We're going to go out, we're going to have a good time, we're going to do the best we can, and what happens, happens.
Certainly taking grand champion at the Winter Q in Great Bend, Kansas last weekend probably didn't hurt your ambition, did it?
No, I gotta be quite honest with you. It's 18 degrees at night. It takes a lot to go out there and barbecue when it's 18 degrees, and but it was a really well ran contest, and everything fell our way that day. We put up really consistent meat. We scored in all 4 categories. We got a call, and we ended up getting grand champion. So it sure did feel really good to step into 2009. So we're pretty excited about it. One of the goals that every team has is to go to the Jack Daniels, and that just put 4 under our belt with 3 left. So that's another goal that we're shooting for this year.
Certainly
to get an automatic, not a draw.
Right. Certainly no slouches in that competition last weekend. You had 4 Legs Up Barbecue, which obviously Kelly Wirtz, they won the Jack Daniels last year. Ribs for You, 4 Men and a Pig. Of course, a friend of the show, Rod Gray from Pellet Envy. So definitely have to put up consistent meat to get anywhere, near reserve or grand champion against those guys. So congratulations on that. What kind of segueing here, very Kroll bar-ish, but what kind of a cooker do you use?
I use a Horizon 7-foot smoker. It's an offset. It's made in Stillwater, Kansas. Oklahoma.
Right.
It's a great smoker. I've used it for the past 5 years, and any pit, once you get used to it, does really well. This one seems to perform really well for me.
Robert Magee of Munchin Hogs at the Hilton joining us here on the Barbecue Central show. Do you use your own rubs and sauces when you're competing?
I do. It's kind of funny you ask, because lately, as success comes, everybody wants to ask, what do you use? What do you do this? What do you do that? And, I feel like a foreigner, because I don't know what to tell them, because I only make my own stuff. And I really don't know what some of the other stuff is like. We make all our own rubs. We've perfected our rubs to what matches the profile of the sauce that I make. And with that, we want to make sure that, the meat tastes good, it's cooked properly, the rub enhances it, and then the sauce is layered in flavors. So everything we do is from scratch. Probably a little chef trait of being in the business for a while.
Sure. Do you inject your briskets and your pork butts when you compete?
Neither one of those I do. I think it's important. I think it's important. What you're cooking, it needs to taste like it. I don't think you want to overpower something. I think when a judge or anyone or somebody at your house or you're catering an event, they want to know what they're eating. So if they're going to eat pork, they need to know it tastes like pork, and it needs to be seasoned on the outside, well seasoned with a rub, and they've got to have a sauce that matches. The last thing you want to do is taste all seasoning and you don't even know what you're eating.
Are you under the impression that perhaps injecting is starting to back off a little bit? I mean, it was certainly, quite a trend, quite a craze there for the last couple of years. Do you see it starting to back off a little bit, or do you think that it's just as prevalent now as it was, 3-5 years ago?
I see a lot of people inject in pork, brining in pork, which I think is probably a good thing. I just haven't gone down that road. I guess they feel that that's important. I don't. I think the integrity of the meat, you've got to be careful about it. You want to maintain the integrity. I do think it's used a lot out there. I've seen a lot of people inject, and they do really well. For that, hey, just keep going. I mean, if that does well for you and you score and you get a top 10 call, you got to continue with it. I still think it's out there. I think people think it's really important.
Last question here before I let you go. Obviously, you've been competing in the KCBS for some time now. You've seen a lot of rule changes happen over the years. Is there anything that you would like to see or that you would recommend to KCBS to change to make it even a more successful organization?
If there's one thing that I would have to say to KCBS, which I am a number one supporter of everything they do, is don't forget where it was originated. And my only example of that is I'm from Kansas City, Prairie Village, Kansas City, and I'm their number one supporter, and I will always go to KCBS. But after the awards banquet of getting Team of the Year, unfortunately, there was nothing mentioned here locally about the success of the Kansas City Barbecue Society or Team of the Year. So if I was to say one thing that we need to improve or not forget about for the Kansas City Barbecue Society, that would be it.
Robert Magee is the pitmaster of Munchin Hogs at the Hilton, current KCBS Team of the Year. Robert, thanks for coming on tonight. Continued success this year, and hopefully as I put together some more roundtable shows, I can lean on you for some information to take part on that, so we'll hook it up again soon.
Well, thank you so much, Greg, and you have a great evening.
Thank you very much, Robert. Robert Magee! Munchin Hogs at the Hilton, Team of the Year, 2008. Outstanding interview. Look forward to having him in some roundtables when we do the competition side of things. Coming up on the backside, Willie, my mom, sharing her recipes. Stand by. We'll be right back. Petey River Swamp Sauce answers the age-old question of which barbecue sauce is best, vinegar, mustard, or tomato-based. So which one is best? They all are, especially when combined to one unique sauce. Petey River Swamp Sauce's unique taste complements all types of dishes. Petey River Swamp Sauce was born of humble beginnings more than 3 years ago as a sauce served at family gatherings and parties, and is now professionally bottled in North Carolina. Petey River Swamp Sauce has been getting rave reviews across the internet. It also won the 2007 Barbecue Central's Barbecue Sauce Contest. You can purchase Petey River Swamp Sauce by going to their website, swampsauce.com, or you can call 910-206-2139 and tell them the Barbecue Central Show sent you. Petey River Swamp Sauce. Flavor you can see.
Barbecue has never been easier with the Barbecue Guru. The Barbecue Guru is a temperature control and monitor for all pits, charcoal, wood, electric, your pit. It easily attaches to any smoker or pit and gives you simple, trouble-free control of your temperatures so you can make championship quality barbecue every time and all the time. And it's location-free. Take it anywhere. This amazing breakthrough in barbecue technology is a microprocessor-controlled draft system that uses temperature monitors and a small fan to keep your temperatures constant. The stainless steel Guru Pit Minder gives you a choice of controls from 90 to 370 degrees. So cold smoking, pepper drying, making cheese or jerky, or fabulous briskets and ribs is nothing short of effortless. The Procom 4 lets you monitor your pit from up to 600 feet away. And there's more. Check out the full line of products and accessories for the future of barbecue with new items on the way. Visit thebarbecueguru.com. That's www.thebbqguru.com. Or call 1-800-288-GURU.
Let's get back to the Barbecue Central Show on LA Talk Radio.
Barbecue Central Show. I am your host, Greg Rempe. Thanks for joining me tonight. This portion of the Barbecue Central Show brought to you by Barbecue Juice Sauce and Rub, a unique blend of herbs and spices make this sauce and barbecue rub a veritable delight on your palate. Give it a try today. Your mouth will thank you for it. Visit bbqjuice.com to order. We'll be giving some of that away here next segment. Thanks to Robert Magee from Munchin Hogs at the Hilton for joining me last segment. As promised, now joining me for her, I believe it's a monthly segment now. Oh, wait a second. I got this thing here. Stand by.
She's cooked for him for years, and now she takes time out of her busy schedule to help out his pathetic internet radio show by sharing some of her favorite recipes. Greg's mom, Connie Rempe, is on the line.
There she is, my mom, Connie Rempe. Mom, welcome back to the show. How are you?
Very good, Greg. Thank you for having me.
I almost forgot to play the little sound bit there. I apologize.
I would have been totally devastated.
Don't I know it?
You would have never not heard about that.
That's right. So we have you back on for your monthly segment. And what, honey? Here, say hi to Grandma.
Hi, Grandma.
Thank you.
Oh, hi,
right.
sweetie.
Now,
how are you?
Take a hike. Get out of here. All right, you're cutting into Grandma's time, and she's a star. She doesn't like to be like that. All right, so we have you back on for your monthly segment here of sharing recipes. As I told your PR people earlier this afternoon, it looks like we're holding a perfect 3-for-3 shows here of stuff that I've never had while having lived in the house. So let's continue on with that tradition, and we'll start off with the appetizer.
Okay. Well, we're having mushroom caps that are stuffed with sausage and cheese, and they're cooked on a Bisquick base. But actually, Greg, you keep saying you've never had any of these, but this is something that you had when you were 4 years old, and Dad's boss had invited us to his house for dinner. And while all of us adults were chatting and having drinks, I looked over, and I was horrified to see that you were devouring all of these appetizers. Yep, you had your cheeks full of mushrooms, and none left for anyone else.
You know what? I remember this, believe it or not.
You should, because I was mortified.
I do. I remember that. All right, go ahead with the recipe.
Okay. Well, basically, it's a mushroom cap that is basically filled with a bulk sausage, mayonnaise, and onions, and it's cooked on a Bisquick dough base. So you're just putting the stuffed mushrooms right on the dough. You top it with some shredded cheese. You're going to bake it in the oven, and then you cut it into little sections where each section has the mushroom cap on the top.
Right.
And it's really easy and obviously very delicious.
Evidently.
Yes, something you personally loved.
Just regular mushrooms. We're not using like shiitakes or portobellos or anything like that?
No, just the regular mushrooms. Yep.
Great. All right, so let's move on to the my favorite, the main course.
Yes. And for all you barbecuers and grillers out there, we're headed inside because we're having seared beef tenderloin fillets with cognac sauce.
Ooh, cognac sauce.
Oh, and it's awesome. And like always, you're going to take your fillets out of the refrigerator for about 30 minutes before you cook them to let them come to room temperature. And we're searing them in a hot oven-proof pan. You sear them for 5 minutes on one side in the pan. You're going to turn them over, and then you're going to finish roasting them in a 425-degree oven. And the cooking time is going to vary on the doneness, for the doneness. And that cooking time will be on the website, for if you want them, rare, medium at all. It'll tell you on there how long to roast it. So when you're done roasting them in the oven, you just put them on a plate. You're going to tent them with some foil and let them rest. And while they're resting, you're going to make the cognac sauce.
All right.
And you really don't want to skimp on the quality of the cognac because it's, like cooking with wine. You really want to cook with the quality cognac.
Now, I've seen you drink cognac a billion times in my life. Certainly your favorite alcohol of choice. What do you recommend to the Centralites?
Dad always picks it out for me, and unless I ran over to the cabinet and took a look, which I'm probably not going to take the time right now, I can put it on the website for people and give them a hint of what's really good out there. But, right. You don't want to spend, $5 on a bottle because that's really not going to be what you want.
Maybe some Remy Martin or perhaps, as the ladies' man would say, a bottle of Cavatier.
Well,
Yes, I am the ladies' man.
Exactly.
All right, so don't skimp on the cognac.
That's right. So you want some good cognac. And after you've taken the fillets out of the pan, then you put the cognac in the pan, and you're going to light that with a match, preferably a long one because it's going to flame.
Right.
And, of course, you want a note of caution here to do it in an open area so you don't actually burn down your house.
Right, don't want to burn down the house.
Because that would not be good. But if you want to cook it, if you're doing it in the evening when it's dark outside and you turn down the lights, this flaming process really is impressive.
Right.
Good. Then once it's finished flaming out, which takes a few minutes, you're going to put the pan back on the stove. You're going to add cream and some salt and pepper to that. Butter. You're going to boil it for about 5 minutes, and it's going to thicken a little bit. Then you're going to, plate your steaks, pour the sauce over the steaks, and I'm serving that with a side of smashed red-skin potatoes with pearl onions and peas.
Ooh, very nice.
Which they are. They're very good. And basically you're just going to boil the potatoes until they're tender, drain it off. You're going to coarsely mash them.
Right.
And with some olive oil, salt, and pepper. You're going to cover them back up, set them aside, keeping them warm because in another pan you want to saute your defrosted pearl onions in a pan until they're browned. Adding to that the defrosted peas, putting in a little dill and parsley, maybe a little more salt and pepper to taste. You're going to pour that over the smashed potatoes, fold it all together, serve that with the fillets, add a little tossed green salad to that, and you're done.
Do you recommend a temperature for the tenderloins, or is it just a personal preference?
Cooking, you mean a temperature to cook it in?
Internal temperature, I'm sorry.
As I said, it's going to depend. No, this is all done by timing. You're going to, as I said, sear it on one side, turn it over, and then roast it in the oven at 425 degrees. The roasting time in the oven is going to be like 5 minutes will give you rare, 7 minutes should be medium rare, and 9 minutes is probably going to be in the medium.
Okay.
And I don't test it. I just go with the numbers. There are 2-inch fillets. You follow these directions. It's going to be awesome.
Gotcha.
It's very impressive, very easy, and works for me.
So what do we tantalize our palates with after all the main course is done? We want dessert. What do we got?
Well, for dessert, we're making a lemon pudding cake.
Nice.
It's really nice and light, and after a rather robust dinner, it really hits the spot. It's very easy to do. It looks delicious, too. You know, it's easy to do. You just, in one pot or bowl, I guess you want to say, you're going to add skim milk, buttermilk, and eggs. Just mix that together. Then add some oil, lemon zest, lemon juice, and sugar. Mix that together. Throw in your flour and your cornstarch. Beat that until it's smooth. Set that aside. You're going to beat egg whites with a little bit of salt until they form soft peaks. Fold that all into the batter. You're going to divvy that up between, it usually makes about 6. Put it into ramekins, which you spray with some oil, and dust it with sugar. You're going to cook it in the oven in a bain-marie.
A what?
A bain-marie.
What's that?
It's basically, you're going to cook this in a casserole dish. You're going to put all the ramekins in the casserole dish. You're going to fill it half full of warm water, and it bakes in that warm water bath.
So why not say that? Who's Anne Marie, and what does she have to do with anything?
I don't know, but it always sounds so impressive.
I guarantee the Centralites are sitting there balled up in the fetal position wondering what the hell you just said.
Well, they can tell their friends how they do this, and they're going to feel like, wow, they know what they're doing, and quite frankly, it's very, very easy, and it makes them look like, very impressive.
Anne Marie. There you go. All right. Then what?
Oh, so basically, you cook it until it's set. You're going to cool them in the refrige, and then you invert them on individual dessert plates. And this separates to, you have like a cake bottom, and then it has a pudding top to it. So, nice. When you invert it, it really looks beautiful. And it comes out of the ramekins very easily because you've dusted it with the sugar.
Right.
You serve it with a dollop of whipped cream, some red raspberries, and a sprig of mint. It looks very impressive, and it's delicious.
Just to recap, we have the mushroom cheese appetizer on Bisquick base. We have the seared beef tenderloin fillets with cognac sauce, with a side of smashed red potatoes with peas and pearl onions, and then finishing off the lemon pudding cake. Again, what are we rating this on the easy or hard to do scale for the chefs at home?
I would say, easy from it's
I don't know. I'm asking.
It's like a 3. They're all very easy. It looks impressive. People are going to say, wow, you knocked yourself out, and you're going to say, yes, I did. But in fact, easy, every one of them.
Right. Looks hard, easy, and pleasing to the palate.
Exactly. And plus, with that dessert, if you want to serve a snifter of that leftover cognac, it would be good.
There you go.
Yes, there you go.
All right. Well, as always, we will have the availability of these recipes. If you want to email, of course, email the show, bbqcentralradio@gmail.com. Put Mom's recipes in the subject line, and we'll blast them right out to you. Mom, as always, great recipes. Glad we rehashed the mushroom cheese appetizer story. I'm sure everybody appreciated that.
I'm sure.
And these other meals and side dishes sounds great. So I'm sure these will be just as successful as all the other ones. We'll look forward to having you on again next month.
I'll look forward to that, Greg. Thank you.
That's my mom, Connie Rimpey, on the line. Hey, it's giveaway time. 216-220-0966. Call now. We'll be giving away the barbecue rub and the barbecue sauce brought to you by BBQ Juice, Old Smokehouse Rub. 216-220-0966. Michelle?
You're listening to the Barbecue Central Show.
The future of barbecue is already here at thebarbecueguru.com. From the amazing guru that monitors and controls the temperatures of any charcoal, wood, or electric pit to the Caldera Tallboy knockdown smoker. Yes, it breaks down and stores flat, yet it's still a robust, sturdy, portable cooker and smokehouse. It also serves as an efficient temperature-controlled convection oven using wood or charcoal. The Tallboy is designed to fit all catering pans and can be used as a warming oven. You can cook in any style you choose. Make ribs, chicken, jerky, vegetables, smoked cheese, whatever you want. Take it to KCBS competitions and unload it from the trunk of your car. TheBarbecueGuru.com is where you'll find the Caldera 3-Bay Caterer. It's stainless steel and uses charcoal or sterno for chafing purposes. And it doubles as a 3-bay sink or wash station with hot water and knocks down in seconds with no tools required for transportation and storage. The future of barbecue is here at thebarbecueguru.com. That's www.thebbqguru.com or call 1-800-288-GURU.
Petey River Swamp Sauce answers the age-old question of which barbecue sauce is best, vinegar, mustard, or tomato-based. So which one is best? They all are, especially when combined to one unique sauce. Petey River Swamp Sauce's unique taste complements all types of dishes. Petey River Swamp Sauce was born of humble beginnings more than 3 years ago as a sauce served at family gatherings and parties, and is now professionally bottled in North Carolina. Petey River Swamp Sauce has been getting rave reviews across the internet. It also won the 2007 Barbecue Central's Barbecue Sauce Contest. You can purchase Petey River Swamp Sauce by going to their website, swampsauce.com, or you can call 910-206-2139 and tell them the Barbecue Central Show sent you. Petey River Swamp Sauce. Flavor you can see.
The phone lines are open on the Barbecue Central Show.
Barbecue Central Show.
Call 216-220-0966 to get on the air. Once again, here's your host, Greg Rempe.
All right, we're going to go wind things up, wrap things up. Thanks to my mom last segment. As always, great recipes. If you're interested, email me with the subject Mom's Recipes in the subject line, and I will blast them out to you. bbqcentralradio@gmail.com, 216-220-0966. If you're so inclined to jump in tonight, give me your thoughts on the show. I believe we do have a potential winner here. We go to area code 410, Barbecue Central Radio, name and where you're calling from.
Hey, Greg, it's Brian in Maryland.
Brian in Maryland, how are you tonight?
I'm good, man.
You interested in winning?
Oh, yeah. I'm calling to win.
All right. Then,
am I caller 100?
You are caller 100 or 1. Which is fine. So, Brian, go ahead and, let me tell you what you're winning tonight. It's the Cale Phelps of Barbecue News and Barbecue News Forum and the National Barbecue Festival has come out with rub and sauce, barbecue juice, and the Old Smokehouse rub. You get a bottle of each, and you can find out more about that at bbqjuice.com. So go ahead and email me your shipping information. We'll get it down to Cale, and we will hook you up.
That's awesome.
All right, Brian.
You've got a great show, man.
I appreciate it. Thanks for listening.
Thanks, Greg.
Take care. Barbecue Central Radio, name and where you're calling from.
Phil White, Huntsville, Alabama.
Phil, how are you? I know your phone number now, man.
Hey, you got my number down, huh?
That's right. What's up, buddy?
Hey, I was calling to get some of that rub.
Just gave it away to Brian in Maryland. He was actually, he had fingers that were quicker than yours this week, which is hard to believe it or not.
Man, ain't that hard to believe. Anyway, hey, I really love your show. Rob did a good job today.
He did, and I, of course, appreciate you listening.
Yeah, we really enjoy that. It's hard to believe, though, a guy could cook 36 contests in a year's time.
Well, I guess if that's what you do. That. Yeah, it's a lot of weekends, you know.
Man, that's a lot of weekends.
No doubt about it.
There's one thing I don't never have to worry about.
What's that?
And that's being Team of the Year. If you got to cook that many contests to get Team of the Year, I'll never do it. We've got 12 on the schedule this year, and that's more than I thought we'd ever do.
Well, 12 is good, and what can I tell you? I appreciate you listening, Phil. We're going to move along here as the show is coming to an end. We go to area code 360, name and where you're calling from.
Greg, Bob, Gold Bar, Washington.
Hey, Bob, how are you tonight?
Fine. Your mom cooks like that, and you're not fat.
I am not. I'm not fat.
How do you do that?
It's metabolism. You should see my mom. She's as skinny as me.
My God, so is mine. You know what? But everyone says, hey, it's just like your mom used to make. Thank God my dad, my brother, and myself learned how to cook.
Yeah, well, I was like one of those lucky guys that, moms could cook very well. And unfortunately, a lot of stuff she shares, I've really never eaten. But, what are you going to do? I take my lumps and roll with the punches.
How's your dad doing it? I know he's good on the grill, so where's he been?
Yeah, he's incognito. He's on the line. He was there. I was trying to get on the Ustream earlier today. The computer crashed that I was trying to get on, but luckily the stream is okay. All I'm caring about right now is the audio stream, and I think we're in full-blown recovery mode right now on this show this week.
I'm with you, and I'm doing fine on L.A.
Good, yeah. Well, that's I think that's the only way you can get it this way is L.A. I wasn't going to be streaming sound on Ustream anymore. I got a new hooked up way. We're doing the streaming of the audio, so hopefully this will be all worked out and no more hiccups from here on out, and we'll see how it goes.
It's great. Just keep going.
All right, Bob, I appreciate your promotion on your website. That's goldbbq.com?
Yep, it's Gold Bar BQ.
Goldbbq.com. Check it out. It's a great site. Lots of great info on there, Bob.
Thank you, Greg.
Not a problem.
Boy, that's an honor coming from you. I appreciate it very much.
All right, have a great night.
Bye-bye.
Bob from Gold Bar Barbecue calling in. Thank you very much for everybody calling in. Phil, sorry I didn't mean to cut you off. I want to make sure that I have everybody on the horn tonight that wanted to jump in. Where was I going? I had one other thing I was going to talk about. Oh, yeah. That would be the segment sponsor. Of course, this segment brought to you by umail.com. Centralites, your cell carrier's voicemail is whack, and it's fat. Sign up for a free account at umail.com and get control of your voicemail. Configure your account to get text messages alerting you that you have new voicemail. Or you can get email alerts. Perhaps that's an and/or. And never lose a voicemail again because they're all saved to your online account in MP3 format with the new Smart Answer technology. All your callers are greeted by their first name. Hit up umail.com and sign up for an account. And it's free. I use it. It's great. Imagine you were calling somebody's cell phone and your name is Tony, and the guy isn't answering that you're calling. He said, "Hi, Tony. So-and-so can't come to the phone right now." Or you can record your own messages, personalizing everybody in your phone book. It might take some time. But damn it, it's worth it. People will respect you. Will they? All right, that's going to do it. Thanks to Robert Magee from Munchin Hogs at the Hilton. Talking about the 2008 KCBS Team of the Year honors. I agree with Phil. That's a lot of contests, but believe me, there's other competitors out there that are doing more than that. 40 plus. Mike Davis comes to mind. Have you seen the new Barbecue World magazine yet? Have you subbed up for that? bbqworldmag.com. Get the premiere issue because the Barbecue Central show's ad is in there. It's like page 33, right after the Johnsonville grill expose that Terry Welch did. That's a great, going to be a great magazine as long as magazines stay popular. I want to thank my mom for coming on after Robert Magee, sharing those great recipes. They were the mushroom cheese appetizer on Bisquick base, the seared beef tenderloin fillets with cognac sauce, smashed red potatoes with peas and pearl onions, and the lemon pudding cake. Thanks to Phil for calling in. Thanks to Bob for calling in. Thanks to Brian for winning the rub, by the way, which is brought to you by bbqjuice.com, a bottle of the barbecue juice and a bottle of the smokehouse rub. Thanks to Cal Phelps for the prize donations. Let me pull up the calendar for next week to tell you what we got on tap. How about Fast Eddie Moore, talking about the updates on his new pellet grill, not the FEC, but the grill that we talked about probably a year ago, if you can believe it. And Jaden Hare, finally, from SteamyKitchen.com, talking about that salt technique you do on the lesser cuts of beef to make them great cuts. That's what we have lined up next week. Thanks to my man Sam Hassan for the sound in Southern California. You know what's happening on Broad Topics next week? I'm sorry, at 10 o'clock tonight, the paranormal world. So tell everybody to whip up some s'mores and light a campfire. Stay tuned for Laura Joan, Kelly, and Jillian. I'm your show host, Greg Rempe, for the Barbecue Central Show, and I'm a proud U.S. American. Good night now. Petey River Swamp Sauce answers the age-old question of which barbecue sauce is best, vinegar, mustard, or tomato-based. So which one is best? They all are, especially when combined to one unique sauce. Petey River Swamp Sauce's unique taste complements all types of dishes. Petey River Swamp Sauce was born of humble beginnings more than 3 years ago as a sauce served at family gatherings and parties, and is now professionally bottled in North Carolina. Petey River Swamp Sauce has been getting rave reviews across the internet. It also won the 2007 Barbecue Central's Barbecue Sauce Contest. You can purchase Petey River Swamp Sauce by going to their website, swampsauce.com, or you can call 910-206-2139 and tell them the Barbecue Central Show sent you. Petey River Swamp Sauce. Flavor you can see.
Barbecue has never been easier with the Barbecue Guru. The Barbecue Guru is a temperature control and monitor for all pits, charcoal, wood, electric, your pit. It easily attaches to any smoker or pit and gives you simple, trouble-free control of your temperatures so you can make championship quality barbecue every time and all the time. And it's location-free. Take it anywhere. This amazing breakthrough in barbecue technology is a microprocessor-controlled draft system that uses temperature monitors and a small fan to keep your temperatures constant. The stainless steel Guru Pit Minder gives you a choice of controls from 90 to 370 degrees. So cold smoking, pepper drying, making cheese or jerky, or fabulous briskets and ribs is nothing short of effortless. The Procom 4 lets you monitor your pit from up to 600 feet away, and there's more. Check out the full line of products and accessories for the future of barbecue with new items on the way. Visit thebarbecueguru.com. That's www.thebbqguru.com. Or call 1-800-288-GURU.